Hey y'all, this is Rod from The Natural Philosopher. You can find my website at naturalphilosopher.org. And also I'm on MySpace. If you go to myspace.com/naturalphilos, Philos, you can find me there as well. And today is Thursday, November the 13th, which is the first day of what's called the sixth day of the Mayan calendar. And I have been blessed lately to discover the work of a guy named Ian Lungold. And if you go on Google Video or on YouTube and search this guy, his first name is spelled I-A-N, his last name Lungold, L-U-N-G-O-L-D. And he has done some wonderful commentary on the Mayan calendar. And there are a few learning experiences that I've had in the last, I don't know how long, that have made me more hopeful for what's going to result from what's ahead of us here. My friend Richard's here. Say hi, Richard.
Hey, hi everyone.
And we decided, okay, this is a good time to start putting things out there. So one subject that I'm really interested in is the process of how we might go about booting up a group mind, how we might become more aware that such a mind is functioning as well. What sort of feedback signals might we see when the group mind, either on the global level or within our own communities or our group of friends or whatever, once those structures start to boot up, what sorts of feedback signals should we look for? And certainly I think one place that a lot of people would look and would feel like is a very reasonable place to look is in terms of the phenomena that we refer to with the word synchronicity. I went to see Deepak Chopra in, I think it was 1995 or so in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he said something that day that I've remembered every day since then, I've brought to mind every day since then. He said that we should just kind of stop and take a look at our bodies and notice that there are all these fantastically complex processes going on that produce these products, like coincidentally just in time so this other body process can pick up this product and take it off and do something with it. He said zoom out and look at the biosphere as a whole. The same thing is happening. The flowers produce the blossoms and the bees interact with that, and et cetera, such that everything happens just coincidentally at the right time so that all these other things can happen. And the notion is that synchronicity is the foundation of things. That's how the universe works. And we're just screwing that process up by the way we're running our heads, and particularly the way we are left brain dominant, arguably, in modern culture. So the exercise becomes, okay, how do we get out of the way of this synchronistic, integrated meshing of the universe and begin to participate in it as opposed to screwing it up? And so that's a particular subject that I'm really interested in talking about, and this is sort of the kickoff of that. I've actually had about 3 or 4 beers here to get myself loosened up enough to put myself out here on the world stage like this.
Hello.
So let's shut it down now, and then we'll get into kind of the meat of the thing in the next chunk. Okay. Are we running again?
We are running again.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
Your smile is on my TV screen right now.
So, I have an education project called The Natural Philosopher. And what this project is essentially an exercise in epistemology. And the vast majority of people on the planet who speak English typically don't know what that word means. And what epistemology is, it's a branch of philosophy that is referred to as the theory of knowledge. It's like, how do we know what we know? And what sorts of limits are we going to put on our ability to know things? And So one of the central premises of my approach to the theory of knowledge is that what we need to do, one of the things we need to do, if our heads are going to work right, is that we need to establish points of reference for ourselves that are as explicit as possible given the limitations of whatever context we're talking about. So if we're going to boot up a group mind, if we're going to participate in this phenomenon, what might we do? What points of reference might we choose to help this thing along? As of, I want to say the first week of October of this year, 2008, I was fortunate enough to discover the work of a really bright guy named Nassim Haramein. And if you search on the web, he spells his name Nassim, that's his first name, his second name Haramein, Haramein. If you search him on YouTube, you'll find a number of really, what I think are superbly done pieces of communication. And what Nassim has done is he has created a unified field theory. And for those of you who are not physics heads, what that means is he's essentially put together a theory for everything that we observe. And because it's a complete theory, he also has a model for human consciousness in it, which is really important for those of us who follow this particular issue. And one of the central premises of Nassim's theoretical structure is that every matter form is a black hole. And what we're looking at is a universe of black holes within black holes. So that if we take our body, for instance, every elementary particle in our body would be a black hole. So each electron would be a black hole, each proton. The atom as a whole would be a black hole. And then at the cellular level of construction, we have another black hole responsible for creating that form. And all these black holes at all these different levels of scale are connected in real time. That's the God consciousness there. So that each of these black holes being connected with the other ones provides the communication network so that all parts of the universe can know what all the other parts are doing, and so they can know how to behave relative to each other. So specifically then, the Earth, for example, according to his theory, has a black hole in the center of it. And one of the functions of black holes in the context of his theory is that black holes serve as the center of communication for the structuring of whatever that matter form happens to be. Okay, so in terms of like the planet Earth, that there's a black hole at the center of the Earth, and that serves as the information conduit that allows this mass and life structure to organize itself. And that black hole is at the gravitational center of the Earth. And Nassim points out that here we are, we're all, standing on the surface of the Earth here. And so that if we draw a line from the top of our heads down through our sacrums, down our legs, down into the ground,